Hello, everyone. I just want to react to press conference by Minns in particular. The biggest thing for me is with days after the tragedy of the Bondi shooting. And it appears that none of the so-called leaders in our community have actually got a clue what they're doing. Take a look at Minns's press conference. His own ministers weren't across their briefs. He had to chime in and help them. That's the incompetence that is supposed to be giving us peace of mind that professionals are actually on the job. It's ridiculous. In the press conference earlier, Minns talks about how he's talking to all these people. He's talking to academics and he's talking to experts and he's talking to faith groups and he's talking to all these people. All these people are what got us here. We know what works. We've had 2,000 years of history on what works. And that is Judeo-Christian principles have to be at the heart of every government. And Minns in his press conference talks about how the Commonwealth Constitution, or AKA the Constitution, our founding document, is some kind of hindrance that he needs to work around. This is ridiculous. The Constitution is the way forward. Politicians that want to work around the Constitution should not be trusted. They don't respect the system. I'm going to get cop flack for this. Potentially, who knows? I might even get the cops knocking on my door and arresting me. We'll see what happens. I know this is going to be hard to hear for a lot of people in the community, especially the Jewish members of the community. But it is the truth, and it's something we can't walk away from. Every single dictatorship in the world has always started by claiming that they're trying to keep their people safe. And I'm going to use an example here, and people might switch off now. That's fine, but it still matters. Hitler, before the Nazis done what they did, it was all about safety. He had to pick groups. Certain groups were unsafe, and these laws needed to be brought in. They needed to be brought in against historical laws and the historical way of doing things, because those laws were the only way to keep people safe. Judeo-Christian principles say treat every circumstance individually, not as a group. The only thing that would have made a difference in Bondi is if the security personnel had long-arm weapons. Because up against a hunting rifle, you need something that can fire the same type of distance, and pistols are not that. Which brings me into another topic I just want to quickly touch on. I understand that there's a lot of emotion out there, but a lot of Australians don't understand what the weapons are designed to do or how they work. If we start arming people with rifles, the risk of overpenetration is much, much higher. So when we talk about police or we talk about specialist groups having these type of weapons, we have to understand that in a situation like Bondi, that there is potentially going to be unintended consequences, which means more innocent people could die. I think it's a much better idea for certain people in the community to be highly trained and to have concealed carry permits. So we should really have those conversations. This shirt, as you can see, my home, my castle, my right to defend it. On the back, this isn't a plug, but on the back it says that our self-defense laws are broken and they need fixing. Well, that's exactly what needs to happen. We need to have these conversations. It's been a principle in Western civilization, legal history, that people have the right to protect themselves. In modern day Australia, that right doesn't exist. Think of it yourselves. Think of the hypothetical with Ahmed al-Ahmed. If he'd killed that terrorist, I doubt very much a jury of Australians would convict him. But I'm pretty sure the government would have arrested and prosecuted him. That's how flawed the laws are. I got a clip that I want to show you. It's a clip of Premier Minns, and it's of press hearing. But I'll show it now, and then I'll make some final remarks at the end.
Loosen firearm legislation, but can I just say there is a very different world between where we are today and where we were before Sunday. We have to change. We all have to change. What we had done is not working. The number one responsibility of any government is to protect its citizens, and it's a deep sense of responsibility that I feel that didn't happen on Sunday. So my colleagues and I in a cabinet meeting this morning have agreed that we will do everything we possibly can to keep the community safe. Yeah, it's starting with the Jewish community who feel unsafe and have been attacked because of their religion, but it will keep going. I mean, this is a threat to Australia, not just one section of our community. And our response to that has to be whatever we believe will work, we have to pursue. And so I know that this is a big change. It hasn't been, in all candour, it's not been a policy that we've been proposing before. This is new, I acknowledge that. Things need to change in New South Wales. Otherwise, we're in big trouble.
Couldn't agree more with Minns on this one. Things need to change. Things need to change in a big way. But the thing that needs to change is not gun laws. It's not more restrictions on civil liberties. It's not attacking individual groups or individual people. It's the two-party system. Everything in Chris Minns's press briefing goes against the core of a democracy. These are politicians and experts and academics that have proven to be incompetent. They have proven that they are not up to the job. But unfortunately, because of the two-party system and because of the flawed preferential voting system, it means even if Chris Minns gets thrown out, his ilk will still be there next time around. And when you go across to the opposition, there's not much better there. It's the same people with the same ideas, just with a little bit different polish. The problem is the same people keep making it in. And I'll give a warning to everyone. What really, really matters will be Monday. We've got the ultimate test of our democracy coming. If you on the centre or centre-right vote for this package of laws, any of them, well, I think our democracy is done. Because again, it's just demonstrating that the politicians all think the same way. None of them have got an original idea or thought. All Minns is doing with this passage of legislation that he wants to push through and he's threatening more of is to cover up for his government's, his police commands and the federal government's incompetence. Monday's a big day. We'll wait and see what happens. But I've got grave fears for our democracy. Because if we can't get rid of these idiots out of power, as Minns says himself, we're in big trouble.